Good morning and welcome back to Miniature Monday here on Gaming with ADHD, where I am, as usual, behind the curve, but I finally feel up to actually getting this miniature painted for the member giveaway. Is this live? I don't know. Is anyone there? Can anyone see? This is odd. Ah, there we go. Now we have some video. Anyhow, all right. So what are we doing today? Well, today we are finally going to paint up the miniature for the April member giveaway. The winner was officially Chris Hilt, also known as From the Hilt or Logan or all sorts of things online. But anyways, he's a good dude. We appreciate him here. But because he won the first one back in January, he actually wanted to pass on that so that somebody else can get a treat. And he wanted to give it to Hungar. Hungar has gifted tons of memberships, has been a member for a while himself. Very generous, very kind person. Part of the part of the circle that I'm in on the YouTubes. So I thought that was great. I'm excited to do that for him. Hey, Michael Chad, good morning, sir. And so anyways, if you are interested as well, you can always sign up as a member to the channel. There's only one tier. It's $2. It's just a tip jar because I really don't have much to offer in the way of members only content. But there it is. So with all of that said, let's go ahead and flip over and I will explain what Hungar has asked for and what I'm going to try and do, because I'm going to try and push myself a little bit on this one. Just because of the miniature that we're working with, and I want to try some things. So Hungar asked for a Hatamoto Chi. Now, this is not the official version. I don't think there's an official version out yet. But we've got, basically, I found this 3D printed one. I've actually done it before. If you've watched any of my previous live streams, it is part of the Ninja Turtles set that I've got. And so essentially I get to do it again, but I've got some fun ideas on how to do this. Basically, Hungar told me to do whatever I wanted, and so I had an idea, and I think it'll be fun. So he's already primed up, ready to go. We're gonna need to fill some of that in where the primer didn't hit. So to start, I think I'm just gonna hit it with just some dark gray. Anyways, how was your weekend, Michael Chad? Me? I slept. Actually, we had a few things going on, but yesterday was a lot of sleeping. But overall, it was a good weekend for myself, even though my wife did make me go hiking. I know, I'm going to complain about it a lot, but she would like me to stick around for a while, so I kind of need to exercise a little more. Got to play some Fallout 76. That sounds good. I think my son stole the access code I had for that. the microphone that I bought for doing my YouTube stuff had an access code for Fallout 76. But it had such a disastrous launch that I never did anything with it. But I think my son ended up stealing the code at some point. Anyways, good morning, Six World. Oh yeah, I wonder if they're still doing that. I need to check my. I mean, we have Amazon Prime, so I probably have it. Yeah, Six World. So, whew, we're gonna see how well I can pull off doing what I want for this figure. If I do, it's gonna be amazing. If I don't, I will regain my honor somehow. Yeah, I did hear that they fixed a lot of Fallout 76. I struggle playing video games lately, so even like I used to play a ton, but lately it's just like meh. Even though I'm enjoying and having fun with like I'll do live streams playing Battletech, I still struggle just getting those done. I'm working on it, Hungar. All right, so we've got a few people in chat, so that's I was kind of stalling Michael Chad as far as describing what I was going to do. So, all right, so we got a little bit better base layer going on now. All right, so Hungar asked for a Hatamoto Chi and literally just said I could do whatever I wanted. So I started thinking about it. Now, the Hatamoto Chi, I mean, let's be honest. This is a samurai. It's like somebody like basically was given an unlimited budget and they said make a totem mech for House Kurita, and like obviously they're like, okay, let's do a samurai. Duh. Okay. So I started thinking, I'm like, you know what? That could actually be kind of cool to actually try and... Holy crap, Hungar! Six World was gifted a membership by Hungar. Scratchmaster was gifted a membership by Hungar. Nerdy Ogre was gifted a membership by Hungar. Very Silent Mouse was gifted a membership by Hungar. Wolfhelm was gifted a membership by Hungar. Holy crap. Thank you, Hungar. Like, seriously, dude. Okay, folks. In the next couple of days, I'll post another awards. We'll do one for May. We're still within the window. We were a little bit below, but we're not now. Oprah the Starberry. Dude, but with the number of channels that Hungar does that to, it's not entirely wrong. And for the record, folks, I'm letting this guy dry. Okay, back to explaining what I'm going to do. So, it's a samurai. So I started actually researching, and it's like, okay, what did samurai armor actually look like? Like, there's a guy that had done some 3D print files for some Battletech figures, where it's like a hunchback, and it looked like it had the samurai bamboo armor and a warhammer and I think an atlas. Like, there's like 2 or 3 different models, and he put this samurai armor on them, and they look great. I thought he had done one with the Hatamoto Chi, but he didn't. So I was going to. Oh my gosh, Hungar. Anyhow, so but I started looking into it, and so they wore like a cloth underlayer, which every picture that I was able to find of actual samurai armor kind of had like a khaki or a like light tan. I'm going to actually end up using this ivory because I've been working on these guys for Necromunda, and so right now it's really bright, much brighter than I would want for the Underhive. But I think once I hit it with a brown wash, it's going to look like just the right color. And so I think that is going to work with this as well. So a lot of like the underlayer, the back portions, those are all going to be that ivory. Do you know, Six World, do you know why he's no longer doing STLs? Because also, like, I can't even find those files. Or I'm just not looking in the right place. But it looks like he pulled down even access to the existing files. I think a buddy of mine has them, but, like, did he get yelled at? Did he get a cease and desist or something? I don't know. Anyhow, so I'm going to do that, and then, like, the pauldrons, the helmet, you know, kind of up in the front. Basically, the places that would have that bamboo armor. I'm going to go with black. I thought... oh, yeah, that totally makes sense. I thought that there was, like, a variety of colors, but, like, every picture that I was able to find of actual samurai armor, like, black. Like, you could, it was the colors of a Model T, any color you want as long as it's black. So we're gonna go with that. Basically, I'm gonna try and get it to look sort of like a traditional samurai once this layer of paint dries. But now here's where I'm gonna be pushing myself. So in the Legends book for Battletech, I think it's Theodore Kurita's or Takashi Kurita's Battlemaster, and it has basically like this gold kind of filigree, it looks like dragons kind of thing going on. I'm going to try to do that. I don't know if it will work. It will probably look like ass. Hungar, I apologize up front. He does say this. I don't know. We'll trust him. Thank you for the $2, by the way, and the gifted memberships. Anyways, I'm going to try and pull that off. I might not, but we'll see. You know, nothing like doing it live and everyone seeing like, ooh, that was a bad idea. I'm apologizing in advance. Oh, good morning, Sean, by the way. I'm apologizing in advance to Hungar if my idea for how to paint his miniature doesn't quite work. If it does work, it's going to be great. If it doesn't, I'm going to feel bad. But I think it's a really fun idea. I think it could be like when I've done my like these guys, the Nauvoo Legion, you know, painting it like 19th century, you know, military uniform. Doesn't feel like it would work on a battle mech, but somehow kind of pulls off. So we're gonna see how well this works. Luckily right now I can be a little sloppy with the color. I'm gonna have to come back and
obviously paint the armor layer and whatnot. But yeah, so exactly, Six World. Hey, buddy, this is a flaming turd. Hope you enjoy it. So, and I get what you're saying, Six World. But I try to not do many paint jobs like that, where like the one guy that did the one guy that did the MAGA mechs, I'll call it. Like, I mean, they still look good, but like I try to still blend them in so that they look like they could be actual paint schemes. They were not actually mage. I was it was family day yesterday because we had the oldest and his wife over for Cinco de Mayo tacos. And played a board game. Actually, I didn't even notice until this morning the bear was even doing a stream. The kids were the other kids were on the computer. Pretty much like from the time we got home from church until I went to bed. So, all right. So the funny thing about all right. So Six World says, I unfortunately suffer from intrusive thoughts centered around painting, hence the Bikini Atlas and pizza mechs. Yeah. The funny thing though is that, okay, first off, I love the pizza mechs. Second off, it's a weird paint scheme, but especially at that scale, if you didn't know it was supposed to be pizza, you might assume it was just like some kind of weird local camouflage. I mean, the Domino's pizza box bases kind of throw it off. Or like kind of expose what you're doing. But I think it actually blends in fairly well. Right, exactly. Once you see the Domino's logo, then it definitely, like, the jig is up, as it were. But anyhow, it was overall I had a good weekend. One of my friends that comes over to play Battletech, his birthday was last week, but he invited friends over this week to hang out and play some games. Then still no Domino's sponsorship. One day, Six World, one day. Anyways, so we go over and it's like there are few games that I will say that I just don't like. Very few. Not zero, but few. One of those is Settlers of Catan. or just Catan as they're calling it now. And the main reason I hate it, so if you've never played, there's like your board is made up of all of these hex tiles, and there's 5 different ones. There's clay, sheep, rocks, wood, and wheat. I'm explaining it, Mage. Catan is a horrible game. Okay, it's not horrible, but it is not good. Anyhow, so you have to use those resources to build roads and build settlements, and you score points for having settlements and cities. And then doing like a couple extra things in the game. But the way that it works is there's a number placed on each of the hexes, and on your turn, you roll the dice, and whatever number comes up, that's the resources that get generated for whoever is touching a hex with that number. So if you're on a number 9, or like if there's a number 9 on rocks, and you have a settlement or a city on rocks, and you roll a 9, well, then you get rocks. The problem is, if the numbers for the locations that you're on never come up, you generate nothing. And there's no way to generate anything. It's not even that you're not generating enough of a resource, you're getting no resources ever. So like literally, like I had, simple answer, I had no settlements on an 8 for like, and we were, now keep in mind, we were also playing 8-player Catan, not even 6, so it was like a big game. Literally like one time all the way around the table, all anybody ever rolled was 8. So I get nothing through 8 rolls of the dice. And so it is so absolutely easy to get resource screwed in that game. Now, what's funny is that, like, before we even started, like, I was, like, I try not to complain or insult games that people enjoy, like, directly to their face. But I said, I'm like, I've got issues with this game, specifically because of the dice mechanic and how you can get resource screwed. Yeah, Mage, I know that, but you can't get your stuff on everything. Trust me, I understand the math part of it. That's not the issue. The issue is, the thing is, I had stuff on like 2 6s. 6 didn't come up every turn for an entire round. 8 did though. So oh my god, trust me. But the thing is in that always seems to happen to someone in a game of Catan. Always. Oh, and by the way, folks, yes, 7 is the most common number rolled on 2d6. However, there is no 7 in the game. 7 represents the robber, and if you roll a 7, then you lose half your resources. So you don't want to roll 7 anyways. Oh yeah, 7 only came up 1 time in this game. Anyways, I absolutely detest that about Catan. I've always detested that about Catan, and it frustrates me to no end. But now, keep in mind, it was a wonderful night. We had a lot of fun. It was good people, but oh my gosh, like we get in the car start driving home, and me and Kim just look at each other, and we're just like, I still hate Catan. I detest that game. If you enjoy it, I'm glad you enjoy it. Well, Trivial Pursuit has its own problems, Sean. And yes, I know it's the capricious nature of the dice. Yes, I understand that. It's just it doesn't make for dice are very well, in my opinion, have gotten to be very like tricky in how you use them in board games. Like I can understand dice in like war games, because at the end of the day, you know, no matter how prepared you are for battle, it doesn't necessarily mean that what you're going to do is going to work. So yeah, dice make sense. But like in Catan, oh, you're a settlement and you're generating resources. For some reason, your fields produced nothing this year. You know, the sheep, for some reason, have produced no wool. I don't know, it just frustrates me. Absolutely frustrates me. I can take, you know, I can understand I didn't pick the right places. I can understand, you know, I should have built X instead of Y. But I absolutely despise, I have done all of these things. Nope, you get nothing. Doesn't count for you. So oh my gosh. I was a bit grumpy. I even pointed out during the game, like when it was like the 7th or 8th 8 that got rolled, I'm like, I would like to point out that this is what I don't like about the game. There was a good chuckle around the table. Because that's the other thing. It's not even like in Catan, it's like, oh, well, if you're not getting the resources that you need, well, then you have to trade for the resources that you need. And it's like, okay, but I would have to have resources to trade. Look, I get it, Sean. You're not going to see this my way. You're still wrong. Catan is just overrated as a game. Yeah, and Hungar, you're not wrong. But sometimes you are right, Hungar. But yeah, Ogre, you're not wrong, but I'm not necessarily going to agree with you. All right, we got that in. Let's get some dark silver for the joints. I like using that for joints. Anyways, yeah, I won't say no to a game of Catan, especially if it's somebody's birthday. Like, it's my birthday and I would like to play Catan. Well, I guess we're playing Catan. but there's a reason that I got rid of my copy of Catan many years ago. Good morning, Steven. How are you, my friend? I'm just over here waxing eloquent. If I'm able to come to Claricon, Sean, and you want to sit down and play some Star Trek Catan, I will absolutely sit down at the table with you. I will whine every single time I go more than 3 turns generating no resources, but I will sit down and play it with you. Because seriously, that game frustrates me. So, Hungar, first off, that's I don't drink mage at all. Come on. So actually, I have a somewhat funny story about that too, but I'll tell that in a second. So Hungar, I read something a long time ago. I have no idea who said it. I've not been able to find it since. Grape juice, I can tell. No, I'll just say I don't drink. It's fine. I mean, I don't drink alcohol. All right, so, but I read this thing like many, many years ago, and like it was some column in a gaming magazine or something, like in Dragon or I don't know, and the premise of the article was stop geek on geek crime. And I think it was mostly addressed at like role players, or I mean it was just addressed to gamers in general, but basically it was saying just because you don't like something, going and insulting something that somebody else does enjoy. So like the easy example, you don't like trading card games, somebody else does like trading card games, and so you go and be like, oh, those games suck, why do you play those? You're like, you're the worst. It's like you should come over and play a real game like Dungeons and Dragons or something, you know, something along those lines. You may not have done it, but you've heard somebody in the game store that does. Or maybe they did it the other way. Yo, why you play that stupid Dungeons and Dragons? You should come play a real game like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or whatever. Okay? We've all heard it. Okay? And let's say that you actually managed to convince that person to not like that game that they do enjoy, that they've had fun with, that they've made friends with. You know, does that mean that they're going to come over and play your game? Or are they going to are they just going to stop playing games in general? You know, like, are they going to, you know, resent you because you took the game that they enjoyed away from them? So I've tried to adjust my attitude on how I approach games and how I and Hungar, Hungar says, I'm not going to talk bad about something that somebody likes, even though I think you meant to say I don't like it, and I will play a game that I'm not a big fan of if everybody else wants to play it. No, exactly. Like, I do not like Catan. But in a group of, essentially a group of 4 strangers and 2 friends, who are all, like, they've invited us over for a good evening of just hanging out. You know, am I going to improve the mood? Am I going to improve the situation? I'm like, I don't like Catan. That's why even when I was complaining about it, I just said I have issues with Catan. I didn't even want to imply, oh, I don't like this, and you're making me do something that I don't want to do. You know, I don't want to be that guy. Even though a lot of times I think I probably am that guy. So
have a great day, Six World. No, and Ogre, you're right. Nobody can take it away. That's why I'm saying if you manage to convince them to not like the game that they enjoyed, they have to make that choice that, okay, fine, I'm going to listen to that guy. But that doesn't, my point is, even if they don't, or even if they end up not liking the thing that you don't like, that doesn't mean they're going to like the thing that you do. Is that's essentially the point that I'm trying to get to. Yes, they have to choose, I'm not going to do this anymore. But regardless. The funny thing is, 8-player actually worked out really well. Mechanically. I had no issues with it from a gameplay perspective. It didn't seem like it took that long. It really played off about the same amount. Oh, sorry, Six World. Have a good one, buddy. And the thing is, they also made it, I actually think that they made it a little bit easier because they took all of the 2s and all of the 12s out. So, it also helped that those never got rolled, but, there were no 2s or 12s on the board either. So it was quote unquote designed to be playable, as it were. All right, we're definitely gonna have to come in with some different details. Okay, so
my original thought. Sometimes, dear. My original thought was black armor, but I think I'm going to go a little bit lighter. I'm going to use some neutral gray. Neutral gray for the armor plates, because once I hit it with the wash, it'll darken it up a lot. And I want to be able to see the details. I want to be able to see the armor plates. So we're going to go a little bit lighter than the black that I was initially anticipating. And Hungar, I'll agree with you to a point. There are some games where it's just like, I'd rather not. But like, if I was given a vote ahead of time, hey, here are 3 games we're thinking about playing. What would you like to play? I would not have voted for Catan. Yeah, there we go. Just a little bit brighter than... This cough sucks. Peanut Gallery is grumpy today. Peanut Gallery is hangry. I don't know. Telling me that I suck is kind of in the angry zone there, Peanut Gallery. What context? I was just saying that my cough sucks, and you're like, you suck. Don't worry, folks. I think she still likes me. At least a little bit. I was going to tell... Hey, Mundo. Mundo. Yeah, it is literally just lingering mage. It is... That's true, Ogre. She did say that I suck with love. Which, that could be misinterpreted many, many, many ways.
This is a PG show.
I always try to keep it a PG show. This isn't Bear's channel where he swears like a sailor. Which is fine. That's So Mundo, technically Chris Hilt won. He's the guy that won back in January. But he asked that instead of giving him a second figure, that I do one for Hungar, because Hungar's been so generous. Ogre, you're fired. He's been so generous, gifting memberships, just being a positive person in the community in general. So we're doing it for him. And just so everybody knows why Ogre is fired, he says, I think coughs blow because you expel air, or at least try to anyways. You're fired. uh... Dude, Hungar, number one, yes, it was very awesome of Chris. And number two, you kind of deserve it. So, like, I know you're just like, I'm going to keep subscribing until I win one. But then you started subscribing other people. So, like, I knew how excited you were for it, and so it was like, I'm glad I didn't have to quote-unquote cheat. I was thinking about just doing one for you in general, because you gifted so many memberships. And then Chris is like, nope, give him mine. All right, that works for everyone. I know you did, dude. Which is now why there's going to be a May giveaway. Dude, seriously, Hungar, like literally. Just thank you for being Hungar. Like, Bear is not wrong. You are absolutely an agent of chaos. But you do it in a positive way. So, chaos with a smile. Ogre, you're bigger than your cat. I think you should be able to take it. Just throwing it out there. And Hungar, I'm not trying to say you're doing anything wrong. But I'm just agreeing that, yes, you are an agent of chaos wherever you go. But you are a generally positive agent of chaos. Which is much more endearing than annoying. I may be bigger, but he weighs more. Oh, I knew there was a story I was supposed to tell. Where Sean was trying to get me to drink alcohol. I'm almost 50. Nobody's done it yet. Anyways, so we go on our cruise a couple weeks ago. Holy crap, we've been home for over a week now. Wow. Holy crap, time is flying.
Yeah, it's almost been 2 weeks since your clock started.
So while we're on the cruise, like day one, we get in, go to our cabin, and turn on all the lights, and the vanity light just doesn't work. Like, let me rephrase that. Turn it on, and it's just flickering, and it's like a fluorescent light. Yeah, like horror movie flickering. Like Freddy is coming out of the stateroom walls, and you're gonna die. Kind of flickering. And no big deal. Wasn't upset. Just went to customer service. Just said, hey, this is happening. If you could have someone fix it, we'd appreciate it. We're like, sure, absolutely. And it was fixed so quickly, we didn't even see anyone go into our room. Nobody, we weren't there when somebody came by and knocked and said, hey, we'd like to take care of this for you. Just came back, happened to turn the light on, and it was working. And I think we even turned it on a couple of times and then oh, hey, we had asked them to fix this and they fixed it. Cool. That's how not of an issue it was. Anyways, a couple days later, we come back, or Kim went back to the room for something. I think we were just sitting in one of the lounges, getting ready to play a board game. Yes, I took board games with me on the cruise. She comes back and she's like, there's a bottle of wine. Huh? Why? She's like, I don't know. There's this tag that said, this is from customer service. We apologize for any inconvenience and hope you enjoy the rest of your cruise. No, it wasn't Cruise Catan. Why would I take Catan on that? Ugh, gross. So then we were talking to my parents, because my parents went with us on the cruise. And my mom's like, yeah, we got one too. Now, my mom was a little bit of a turd about it, because she's like, they should know their guests better, because we don't, we don't drink, and they should know that, they should, it's like, Mom, we're kind of the exception to the rule here. It's fine. Not a catastrophe. It's like, well, I'm going to go up to customer service and complain. It's like, okay, Mom, you do you, whatever. Because I was trying to figure out what to do with this bottle of wine. Like, I don't really even know any, the friends that we went to on Saturday. Yeah, exactly. Right. Well, you can kind of tell, like, it's like, they haven't ordered any alcoholic beverages at dinner or, like anywhere. I don't know. Trust me, I was a little annoyed with Mom, because it's like, Mom, it's not that big a deal. It's fine. But like, because that's the thing, is I was kind of wondering, it's like, okay, do I take it home and then like give it to a friend that might want it? And I started thinking, it's like, I don't even have any friends that drink. Like, the friends that we went over to on Saturday, they're like my most non-Mormon, like I don't have many friends anyways, let alone many non-Mormon friends. So I'm like, I don't even know who I would give this to. So anyway, so I went up to customer service and I just said, hey, we got this, but we don't drink. We're very grateful. We appreciate the thoughtfulness. But you can give it to someone else. And we're like, okay. And we still didn't really understand why they had given it to us. And so as I'm walking away, I turned around and went back. I'm like, hey, just out of curiosity, I'm like, just out of curiosity, why did you give this to us? When they're like, oh, well, you complained about your light not working, and so if anybody files a complaint, we'll just we'll just give this, we'll just give them something, just as an apology for their, so that the cruise goes a little better. I'm like, oh, okay. It wasn't necessary, but thank you. And then he's like, oh, but I mean, if you didn't want the wine, would you like something non-alcoholic? I'm like, you know what? That would be great. Thank you. And so we got this stuff. It's basically like Martinelli's, but it's blue and it's got glitter in it. So it's like super crazy. But pro tip, maybe not a pro tip, because I don't encourage looking for problems just to get free cruise wine. And I don't even know if all cruise lines would do it. I don't even know if all the Disney ships would do it. Maybe that's like a captain's prerogative or something. But then what I also thought was interesting is because my parents got it because we filed a complaint as well. And apparently they will, I think, well, and like it makes sense to me, but basically like they give it to everyone in the party, like regardless of how many staterooms, probably just to avoid like, hey, I filed a legitimate complaint. Oh, hey, look at this thing that I got because I filed a legitimate complaint. And then, somebody else is going to be like, oh, well, if I file a complaint, then I'm going to get one too. So they just like nip it off like right at the beginning and just say like, here, just have something. And then they're not looking for something to complain about. So that's my theory on free Disney Cruise Line. But it was kind of a fun development. And Ogre, you're right. Because I mean that's what I do is customer service. And like a customer who is nice to me and patient with me, you know, I will do what I can for them within our scope of support. I don't go outside of that. But it's like I'm much more willing to look for solutions within our scope of support if you're treating me kindly. Because I get so many that it's just like, you're a douche. And I don't like it. Anyhow. So, that was a fun cruise development. As far as what we were playing, I took Disney games with us. We took Villainous. Got a new version of that, and that one was like, it's actually pretty good. I need to play it some more so I can do a review on it. But then we took this newer game called Animated. Which is a cooperative game where you are working as the animation studio to get your movie done. And so you have to paint the background, animate the characters, and then paint the villain, because the villain is technically trying to stop you, because the villains read the script, so they know what's going to happen to them in the end, and they don't like it, so they want to stop you from getting the movie made. But it's interesting because technically it is a co-op game. And but you're also kind of doing your own thing. So it's more like you have, because you have to essentially coordinate who's going to have access to what actions in the game, because it's better to do certain actions at certain times because you can do more of the action. But essentially everybody has to do all of the actions. And so if I do it, well, then I'm going to basically, like, all the actions have a value from 1 to 5. And, well, let me rephrase that. The actions are valued from 1 to 5, but it depends on when you're playing the game. So if I do an action at 5, well, then it comes out of the lineup and it goes to 1. So now the next person, even though they need to do the same action, now they have a less effective version of the action, so they want to do something else. So it's a really, really interesting dynamic. Kim straight up said that she felt like she was making a movie doing it. And it was just, I really enjoyed it. We actually got it out and played it with the kids yesterday. Coming along. And some dark silver on the sword. Mostly for the hilt and the crossguard. Because I'll come back and I'll hit the blade with just some bright silver. Anyhow. Yeah, we took those games. I took way more RPG books than I should have. Because I was assuming I would have more time to just sit around and read. But we didn't. And we weren't even that busy, but, you know. Kim wanted me to hang out with her. Surprise, surprise. So instead of getting more RPG prep done, I got the rules for Necromunda read. Mostly. We had a wonderful time. Like, the best part was it was just relaxing. For the most part. I kept getting... So, there's 2 dinner seatings, and we ended up with the late one. So we weren't eating until, like, almost 9 o'clock most nights. And of course, I'm old, and so everything I eat now seems to give me, you know, indigestion, heartburn, whatever. And if I go to sleep while that's going on, then I just wake up hacking and coughing and can't go to sleep, and then more hacking and coughing, and it's very uncomfortable. So until I kind of figured out a routine for eating that late, I was not getting as much rest as I would have liked. I like this. This is nice. I wanted some more of the ivory, but I don't really see any good places to put it. So, which I'm not really upset over because it's more like this is armor. This is the front. This is where it's going to be armored. I just wish it was sticking out a little bit better. Hungar, if you don't, just so you know, I know you're in chat. If you want me to change something, if you want something a little different, speak up, buddy. I will not be offended. Oh, actually, one thing, Hungar. So, right here, this little sort of samurai banner thing, I was going to paint that black, like actual black, as opposed to the gray that I've been doing. And then I was going to just freehand like a little Draconis Combine symbol on there. If you're cool with that, I'm going to do it. If you want something else, let me know. No, that's fine, Hungar. I'm just throwing out ideas. Hey, I'm going to do this. If you have a problem, speak now or forever hold your peace. All right. Okay. So we've got the main colors blocked in. Let's see. Hey, good morning, Curtis. Let's see if my desire to stretch find the Japanese word for ogre and put it on the banner. I mean, if you win a miniature ogre, I will gladly do that for you. All right. So this is either going to be awesome or it is gonna suck super bad. I knew what you were saying, Ogre. All right. Suppose I should put this more in the camera. I'm definitely going to have to come back and clean that up a little bit. It's supposed to be a dragon. Like, I'll need to come in and put like little like feet on it. Let me see something real quick. Where would I have put that? Come on. I know I've downloaded Legends. Maybe it's on my iPad.
Nope. All right, that is annoying. Ah, there it is. I'm looking for Takashi Kurita's Battlemaster. There it is. So y'all can see how insane I am for what I'm trying to do. That. Which I know I'm not quite getting close to, but I think I'm pulling something. I don't know, whatever. I am not that good a painter.
Exactly, Ogre. It's always the last place you look, because then you stop looking. Oh, and I've been meaning to ask, but nobody has said anything.
I changed up the music that runs in the background. I have the rock music going instead of the night driving.
I figured people would not want me to put them to sleep at work. Let me know if it has been distracting, though, because I should ask about that. All right. You have a great day, Ogre. Thanks for hanging out, sir. We shall see you next time. I will post pictures of the figure when it's done. No, that's fine, Ogre. Or not Ogre, Hungar. I just wanted to make sure. I normally put it on this night driving one, which is much more chill and kind of how it's supposed to be. But I figured also, painting a giant stompy robot and Monday morning, maybe I shouldn't go so, sleepy sounding, as it were. No, I don't want a scam likely call. I thought I could paint finer lines with these smaller brushes. I'm just being very careful, but it is not working as well as I hoped. But I think some post cleanup should be just fine. Like looking at that Takashi Kurita Battle Master, that thing is ridiculous. And here I am trying to be just as ridiculous. This actually reminds me of when I was a kid painting Battletech figures. And like the old school pewter Battletech figures always came with like this little piece of wire. I mean, it was tiny. It was like super, super thin. Like you could stab somebody with it. That's how thin this was. Like it is practically like injection thin. Like, you know, needle. And so if I wanted to do like little details, like, because all I had was like testers, enamel, and those little plastic brushes that they would give you. So I'd use this wire, because it was also pretty stiff, and dip that in the paint and use that, because essentially it's like a bristle. Worked okay. Actually, it was kind of funny. On Friday when I was painting, I kind of had the idea that, like, I'd like to get some testers enamel just to try it. You know, I mean, they've been making those paints for 100 years. You know, and selling them to model kits. So this actually is coming out really nice. I'm like, I see all the problems that you all don't. I mean, you can see some of like the blobbiness, but I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna correct that. Like, I'll get it really thin, but like with some cleanup paint, as opposed to being really good at doing it in the first place. Anyways, I just think it would be interesting to try out. Using some old school testers model paint. Of course, then I've got to deal with, you know, paint thinner and stuff like that, but who knows? All right. You know what? I think I have put enough gold trim on, so let's start doing some cleanup. This is where it's entirely possible to screw this up royally. It's better. What does everyone else have going on this week? I think we're playing Heroic tomorrow. All right. Have a good nap, Hungar. I'm going to finish this today. So I will send you pictures later. How I fit into the dynamic. I don't. Because I don't fit in anywhere. Hooray! I mean, you all decided to start without me, so. Ugh, I gotta go watch that episode just to make sure I'm caught up. Bunny tried to kill you and Zane is on drugs. Well, that sounds like one of our groups. Yeah, no, it should be fun. I think my character concept is interesting. Guess I shouldn't really even call it a concept. It's just what I randomly rolled. All right, so for the record, I think this is coming out fine, but it makes it really hard to want to stretch and try some new things because I just look at this, I'm like, this looks horrible. At least that's what I'm saying to myself. Like trying to freehand this. It's just rough. I mean, don't get me wrong. It is good to push. It is good to try and expand what you're doing, but I just hope Hungar likes it. It is fun. That is really fun. All right. So let's see. Let's do this because I need to wash the sword. All right. So we're gonna do a couple of washes here. So I want a brown wash. Oh, actually, you know what? I forgot. Actually, no. Never mind. I was going to try and put some more filigree on like this little loincloth thing, but honestly, well, I don't think Hungar would mind. I really don't want to paint genitals on a mech. And I have a feeling that's all it would end up looking like with, you know, big swirly and loops and stuff. We're just gonna skip that. All right. Let's get some. All right, we're gonna do two different wash tones. We're gonna do a dark tone on the we're gonna do strong tone, so kind of a brown on the ivory. That's the color I'm looking for. And then we're gonna do dark tone on the grays, so more of a black. Because that's kind of the color look I want it to go for. But I am going to finish this today, so once I get the wash on, we're going to temporarily work on another project that also needs to get finished because I'm a complete slacker. So I might be here a little longer than the normal 2 hours, folks. But I am going to get caught up. I love when I forget little bits that should have been painted a while ago. So anything else fun or exciting going on, folks? Anything I should know about or be covering on the channel? See, I like that. The wash brought that ivory right where I wanted it. Very looks much like the canvas or linen or whatever it was that they used underneath the samurai armor. It is almost time to get some new dark tone. I guess it's just the diehards still watching. This is great. Just getting into the lines. Bringing a lot of those little detail, or making a lot of those little details pop. Heading back in the shadows. I am much excited. All right. Let's set Dude Bro off to the side for a second. And let's bring back in this girl who I have not yet finished. I'm sorry, Mundo. Basically, all I need to do is the tiles. And if I can get those looking the way I want, I can call it done. No, I need some. Is this the lightest gray? That's metallic. Dark neutral gray. Bright neutral gray. You know what? That might work. I suppose I should open it first. Yeah, that's more the color that I wanted for the stonework. There we go. This is a tendency of mine that I really get frustrated with, is when I can't figure something out. I just stop a project. Now I have owed this to Mundo for over a month. And I just kept putting it off and just not getting it done. So while we're letting the wash dry, I figured, you know what? Let's try and figure this out. And I finally pull a paint and put it on, and it's basically just doing exactly what I wanted. As far as the color, and then I'll go in with some of this dark wash that I've still got from the palette. I will finally have this figure that I've owed Mundo forever finished. I know, I'm a disaster. And obviously, I'll have to clean up the sides again, but I don't care about that. That's easy. There's also like this stone tile work has like these grooves. Not the dark grooves that you can see, but just like some like scratch marks or something in the tile. And so I think the wash will help pull those out. We'll see. Not quite dry.
Still yappering at the internet.
I am yappering at the internet.
You're such a damn yapper. I ordered you a placemat so we can play at Wakana.
Playmat, not placemat.
That's what. Whatever. You can eat on it too.
Then I wouldn't play on it.
No.
All right, that's not working. I need to stop. Just delay. Let that dry.
Your face.
All right, so we'll do that. And then we'll look at another project that I'm working on.
I have projects for you.
No, I don't like your projects.
I can't do them all. I can't do any of them because I'm a girl.
Anyways, so here are the figures that I am using for Necromunda, and I'm really liking how this color is coming out.
You know what I like? I like when you do projects for me.
I need to go in and so I'm going to do dark silver for all the metal work, and then we've got hoses, and so I'll do it all for that, and like the little armor plates, and then just kind of work up the different metallics that I'm using on these. But overall, I'm really happy with these. Like the more I paint them, the happier I am. So that's nice.
Let's see, what else do I have? Wow. That happened. My wife, everybody.
Oh, that was another thing that I finally did this weekend. I finally finished Land and Sea Book 6 by Blaine Pardoe. That is the one starring yours truly. Okay, it's not me, it's character using my name. And I do not survive.
Spoiler alert, if you were going to read it. But it was good. It was good ending. It was a death worthy of, worthy of a hero. Anyways, it was good stuff. I enjoyed it. Peanut Gallery is on a tear today. You know, you could go do your work.
What's that?
I want to finish these, and they're not dry.
Over here doing stuff.
And no, everyone, Kim is not in danger. She's just putting dishes away. Like, I think I'm gonna have to come back over this. Oh, I am fighting this, and this is so frustrating. I'm gonna have to go. I'm just gonna have to let that dry completely and just completely paint over it and start over. And this guy's not dry.
You're not dry, face.
Okay. All right. I wanted to finish this on stream, but I need to give it some time and let this wash just completely dry. So I'm going to go ahead and end it. I might come back later and do another stream, but we'll see. We'll play it by ear. But coming up, obviously, if you are new here, make sure you're subscribed. Try to put out a few videos each week covering all sorts of tabletop content. Also, I'm probably doing an interview on Saturday, just because there's some other stuff going on Thursday. But I might schedule something for Thursday too. We'll see. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for hanging out. I enjoyed it, and I appreciate the company while I try to focus and do stuff. But regardless, I absolutely do appreciate it. Also, keep an eye out. Probably towards the end of the week, I will announce the miniature giveaway for May. Again, thanks to Hungar. Absolutely could not appreciate him anymore. So, with that said, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out, and I will talk to you next time. Bye, guys.